Hi guys, apologies about the Zoom link. I don't know what's happening this morning. I can't actually explain it. Apologies. I'm glad you all found us and joined. Hello, hello, hello. Hello. I thought I was so organized. Probably I feel so stupid with Zoom. I think we're all organized and the Zoom link doesn't work. I don't know what's happening. Anyway, we're here. Sorry. Welcome, welcome. Hi guys, Timmy, Jens, and DJ. Hi, Monika. Just for you guys that are new in the room, and Jamie, Cindy, I think you guys are new, so just doing an intro. This is Monika Maleva, our partner and one of our squad from representing from Australia, near me down under, automation and workflow expert, great strategist, very awesome, actionable practical advice, my go-to lady for anything to do with automations and workflows and business strategy. So she's kindly runs these workshops with us to help us learn more and create and execute anything to do with automations, workflows, GPT, business setup, strategy. She's even helped me figure out the strategy of a tech stack. Keep things simple, Amanda. That's the advice. Love it. So I know she's not a big one for intros, so I just thought I would do that and say that we welcome you guys to either just ask questions, bring something you'd like to learn or something you're building, or maybe Monika can share something with us or just chime in and maybe ask some questions, see how she can help you. And every week we just try to build on that and come back every week with something new or learn something new every week. So is that fair? Monika, do you want to add anything
Yeah,
to that?
absolutely. Because there's so much stuff that I can teach, I can show, and all that. I always prefer to go with if people have questions and we can discuss it, or if I can, or I can show you guys stuff, or if there's no questions, I can show you some bits and pieces that you can start looking at. So, unless we have a very specific workshop, and usually, I talk to Amanda and we decide, okay, we're going to have this very specific workshop that will uh, do this exact thing. So if we don't have that, these Zoom meetings are mainly for you guys to ask questions, anything about automations, no code, how to implement in your business, or if you want to sell stuff to other people, how that works, how to make it user friendly and all that. And that way this will give us direction, because I also have a school community, but in that community I focus predominantly on people that want to make money with AI, not so much on people who want to implement AI into their businesses. So with She's AI community, most of you guys are business owners that want to implement AI in your own businesses, so you can be more productive, more efficient, save money, save time, and of course make more money. So that's why I'm kind of playing it by the ear. And I always want to see what you guys are working on, where you're stuck, what you're trying to achieve, so I can help you in any way I can. Yeah, so there's only a few of us here. So you can put your hand up and ask. You can unmute yourself and ask. If Because otherwise, I can just walk you through stuff that may or may not be relevant to you at all.
This is Cindy. I'm new here, and so I wanted to ask a kind of a clarification question. Um, would you be able to show how or about a program that I'm curious about? I just learned about or just heard about the MCP with Anthropic, and one of the people that I am in another group with, they had set up personal type of assistant work with the MCP. And I was just curious, it was the Anthropic desktop, I think it was. And so
Yeah,
I was
so
just,
there's a couple of ways you can do it. You can do it through Anthropic, but when you do it that way, you kind of more limited by the tools you can use, or you can do it with, say, an N8N automation that will allow you to do a lot more stuff. And I can give you a link to one of my videos on YouTube that is actually showing you about MCP servers.
Oh, that would be great.
Yeah, so I'll
Yeah, I
just
just wanted to learn some more about it, but he had it set up basically as a personal assistant, and he did say he had done it with desktop because he wanted it just for his own personal use, and he had it set up where it worked out his schedule every day, and when he got up, he would
yeah.
open it up, and it would have a list of things he needed to do with the links to what was in his computer that he needed to work with that day. So I thought that was pretty cool, considering
Yeah,
I'm
you
like
don't
a,
have to do it through,
yeah.
sorry, you were saying Sydney? Cindy?
Oh, well, I was just curious. Something like that would be amazing for me because I'm having problems with, I'm in a couple of masterminds and trying to keep everything straight and be sure I follow up after every meeting that we have with something new and get it in my schedule so that I can, 3 days later, I wake up and remember, oh, I've got to do this before the next meeting, that type of thing. I'd like to try to find a way to work out a personal assistant type thing that would tell me what I need to do each day around meetings, Zoom meetings.
Yeah. So I'm not sure what he's got set up, if it's just Claude alone. I suspect it's probably not, because if there's a lot of things that need to be processed, like if you have meetings that need to be processed and then they need to be put into, say, notes and then tell you, extract stuff from those notes and tell you what to do, this will be some sort of an automation behind it that is linked
Okay.
with an MCP server to Claude.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
I was
absolutely
curious what it
assuming.
was.
Yeah. So yeah, if you watch this video, you'll see how to set it up. And you can do anything you want. You can make it into whatever assistant you want. And Claude is basically the interface, like the user interface that you interact with.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm trying to save this YouTube so I can come back to you.
Yeah, you can just click on it and mute it, or actually stop it and then go and watch it again. I
Okay.
put a lot of stuff on my YouTube channel for free, so you guys can probably subscribe to my channel and just watch things that are free. It's predominantly about automations. Um, so there's a lot of things that you can learn, or at least get the ideas of of what to do and what's possible. Because honestly, if you can imagine it, you can probably build it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm hoping.
Yeah, as long and a lot of the things that you're building are no code or very low code solutions. And everywhere where you need code, you can use Claude, which is the best coder in the world. You can use Claude to code anything for you. You just have to tell it what you want it to do, and it will do it for you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
All right. Well, I'll look at your YouTubes and this information that's in the chat. I'll start going through all that and then
yeah.
work up any questions I have so that the next time we meet, if there's not a lot going on, then I can anything I run into that I can't figure out, I'll ask questions.
Yeah. Um, Something that I want to show you guys, that like I'm launching a new course in my community, which is how to use uh no, vibe coding platforms like Lovable or Bolt or Replit as user interfaces, and then how to use no code platforms like Init and Make as the running engines behind the scenes, so the back end and the front end. Because a lot of the times, yeah, we can do the automations, but then they look weird and they don't give you exactly what you want. And I'll show you what I mean. So the first thing I want to show you is I was watching, I don't know how many of you know Evelyn Weiss. She teaches Facebook ads and all that. She has a big community. So I was watching one of her tutorials on, she created this spreadsheet for ads and totals and all that. And I thought, oh my God, this is so 1990. And it's like a spreadsheet that I have to like go and look and this and then I'm like, there has to be an easier way. So I thought, okay, so what if I put all my numbers into a database, which I use Airtable. A lot of people use Google Sheets. I just use Airtable because it's so much more powerful. Just think Google Sheets on steroids. And then I thought, I'm going to do that. Then I'm going to have an automation that can kind of sum up totals for me. And then I want to have some sort of an interface that shows me what's going on today or yesterday, like the last day I've put numbers in, and what is my total. And I want to see, am I making money? Am I losing money? What is going on with my ads? Because I suck at ads. Like, I'm not this ads guru that is like, I made $3 million and I invested 15 bucks. No, and I'm going to show you how I'm losing money. And the reason I know I'm losing money is because I built that dashboard for me. So let me share my screen and I'll show you exactly what I mean. So I went and so this is the spreadsheet that Evelyn was sharing. And it's like you've got everything in here. Yeah, you've got profits, loss when you this, and then you have to kind of find what you need, and it's really hard. And I thought, okay, so I went and created this calculator. So every day I'm putting my numbers in. And I can automate that. I just haven't played with the Facebook API yet. At the moment, I'm doing it manually. And these are just my specific fields that I'm tracking because I'm selling a school community that has both monthly and yearly. And I also have churn. So if you're selling a course, some of these things are not going to apply to you. And then I have this little, and it's always one line that changes every day when my automation goes in and grabs the numbers, which are all these numbers. It grabs all these numbers and creates totals. So I started running this campaign a week ago. That's why the numbers are so low. The automation is very, very simple. So it's on schedule. It searches the records in Airtable, so the ones that I showed you, and as you can see, it went through 16 items, which is the 16 items here. There you go. And then uses a bit of a code to calculate the totals and then updates this totals table. So still we have tables, but I wanted to be able to get on my phone or to just log on my computer and be like, what am I doing today? What's going on today or yesterday? And how am I going as an overall? So I went to Lovable and built this interface, which gets everything from Airtable. So the top here is like the last day that I have entered something. And it has like little charts as well that shows me how bad I'm doing at the moment. So yeah, it tells me what was my ad spend for the day, what was my profit. So I didn't make any money yesterday. So I completely lost. And then I have my total performance, which I can see I have spent $877. I'm at 640, so I'm at a loss. But at least I can see, at a glance, I'm like, okay, I'm almost $250 at a loss. My ROAS is not even one. My churn is okay, like for my community, but I'm not really getting new members as fast as I can. And then I also have these little graphs here because they're also showing me how I'm doing. They're showing me daily profits, and ROAS is return on ad spend. It's also showing me. So the purple one is the target, which at the moment is 2.5, which I'm not doing. I'm doing 0.73. And what I have is I can edit it and I can change my ROAS. So I can go down to 1 and be like, well, let's see if I can at least hit 1. And I can change my date range as well. So I can be like all time. And now it's showing me, see how it's lowered that ROAS. And again, this is something that I built for myself because I was so frustrated that otherwise I have to look at a spreadsheet, and it's very, very easy to see at a glance what's going on. So when you start thinking about stuff like this, like what are the things that annoy me? What are the things that are hard to see at a glance? What are the things that I can use a really nice interface that is then powered by some sort of an automation, then you'll start seeing how you can create extremely beautiful looking and easy to use applications and solutions that are not just for you, but if you have staff, like if you have people that work for you, can also use it. And that way they don't have to be frustrated with looking at this automation and have no idea what's going on, because most people, I work with a lot of business and we actually implement these infrastructures, which are probably multiple automations that do different things that click together and bolt on each other. And I know that every time I start showing those things to clients, their eyes glaze over and I know that I've lost them. But if we have like a department that we're working with, and that department has a user interface where people can interact with, it doesn't look scary and people understand what's going on. So yeah, other things like you can also, as a business, you can think of what are you selling that you can sell better with applications that have nice user interfaces and automations at the back. Like for example, if you're a copywriter and if you help other copywriters write copy, you can have an app that where they can say put their current copy at the back. There could be an automation that uses your frameworks and your way of bettering the copy, and then write new copy and display that new copy for the copywriter. Something like that. And I'm going to show you. I've got this library that I give to my members. Let me just open it and I'll show you what it looks like, and that could probably spark some ideas for you to start creating applications like this, because the easiest thing we can do right now is build those applications and sell them either as standalone applications that are part of your business, or we can give them as bonuses to our programs. We can give them as things that our clients can use to make their lives easier. So there's a lot of things to make your business stand out, because most businesses are definitely not there yet. Definitely not there yet. And whoever gets on the wave early on, they're going to be the ones that will create a better name for yourself, and you'll carve your little corner of the AI world. So once everybody gets on the bandwagon, you're already established. This is very, very important. I'm just going to have a look through that. Okay, do you know how to have multiple clickable hyperlinks in GPT instructions? Yes. Let me just open one and I'll show you. You will have to kind of work with the instructions. But are you talking about the structure of how to do links, or how to have multiple links?
In the thing. So for example, I built a GPT that I have, let's say, as 8 or 10 hyperlinks that I want to direct people to at the end of the GPT. Now, one of them is active. I've put in the brackets, the link and commas, and then HTTPS, URL.com, and it seems like I'm following the format. But when they're coming through, they're all in the instructions body of the GPT. And when I get to the end, they don't have the hyperlinks, and I'm not what I'm missing. I'm not
Okay, well,
sure.
let me show you the hyperlinks, and I don't know if you're doing it the same way, but this is the way to make the hyperlinks in custom GPTs. Oh, sorry, I'm supposed to share my screen. Okay, so if we go to, okay, this one, for example, and a GPT. So this is this is how you're supposed to do it. So you put the name, so what it displays, you put it in the square brackets. So in this case is AI business builders, and then right next to it without space, you use parentheses and you put the link. That's how to display it. And then in your instructions, if you want it to be at the very end, at the end of your instructions here, you will say at the end of whatever it's doing. So I'll say here at the end of after you create the image prompt, display the following links. And I'll just list them one after the other if you have multiples. That's how I'm gonna do it. And test it and see what happens.
That's cool. I might just grab you a little quick screenshot because
Yeah.
I think I've essentially done that, but I might be missing something. So I'll
Yeah, it's
I'll
right
keep
here.
going, but I'll just quickly try and try and grab a screenshot. Where's my GPTs? Good question. Edit. Yeah, because the idea is I've put in the brackets and it's meant to put inside those brackets, it's going to put in customized results for people, and then based on those results, it then said feedback from this list of things that you're going to insert into the results. And so I've kind of got a list of I'll just expand. I'll just chuck you a screenshot. I might be missing the initial brackets or something. Not so it's taking a second to load the screenshot. Maybe I can just share my screen. It's quicker.
Yeah. Do you guys have any questions about what I was just showing you? Yeah, see how go down. Like for example, the second one, share your ideas. Oh, right here. So
Or should I put that in?
why do you have quotation marks?
I don't know. Should I not have quotation marks? Maybe do I just
No.
use those brackets instead of them? Okay.
Oh, you can have the emojis. I just
Okay.
don't know why you're having quotation marks.
Okay. Yeah, I wasn't sure. I'll take them out. Would you put these
But
in
like you'll do,
brackets?
yeah, join the She's AI community. Your bracket is the wrong one at the end. In join the She's AI community.
Join.
Yeah, you've got the wrong brackets. Yep, yep.
So otherwise that
That
format
should, yeah,
would be right like
yeah.
that. Okay. So it
And
should.
I probably will remove like you've got join school and then join She's AI community. You don't want both of them to show. Well, maybe maybe you do, but I probably wouldn't. I'll just have the links as hyperlinks.
You just take that out. So I just need that.
Yeah. So everything that is in those square brackets, like at the moment, join She's AI community doesn't have an end bracket. No, join the She's AI community. Yeah, it needs an end bracket. And yeah,
Uh,
yeah,
Format it like that.
yeah,
And then brackets.
yeah. And then,
Dot.
yeah, you probably don't need that www. Like I would go to whatever the link is and I'll copy and paste the link exactly as it is rather than typing it.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So most of the links nowadays don't have www on them.
Yeah. Okay, so it does like that one. So it does. Oh, yeah, I usually need to copy and paste them, so I'll just leave it like that. Okay.
Yeah, and don't forget brackets. The square brackets are on the names. The parentheses, which is the,
Ah,
I don't know, the other brackets, they are on the link.
on the link. Sorry, I had them. Gotcha. That way around.
Yeah,
Cool.
yeah.
All right
And
then.
always make sure that the link that you're putting in is the exact link that is displayed when you actually go to that page, whatever that page is, and however it's displayed. That's why I always literally copy and paste rather than type.
Yeah, cool. Most of them have been copied, but I think there's a couple there I need to double check. But yeah, that's cool. All right, thank you. That's helpful. I'll go through and tidy that up.
Yeah.
There's just a lot of extra baggage in there. It's really cool. Thanks. I know that was unrelated, but I
Oh, no,
know.
no, that's fine. I mean, everything, like if you guys have any questions about anything, I'm more than happy to show you what to do. Like GPTs are part of automations because we did that workshop where I showed you how to, turbocharge them and attach them to either third parties or to automations and to things like this. So yeah, GPTs are also part of automations
Mhm.
and agents and tech and all that. But what I wanted to show you guys is when I said think about apps that you can sell that are powerful, that have beautiful front ends and automations as back ends, was like this is a library that I give to my members for free. So as you can see, all these are automations behind nice user interfaces. Like for example, if you and they're all behind portals. So yeah. Sorry, let me just stop sharing for a second. I need to find my password. I don't know my password. Because the passwords are created my um, by my database, so I can't actually choose it, so I don't even remember it. And this is, as I said, this is a way that you can protect your apps as well. Okay, so I'll do hello. There you go. Yeah, so for example, if you are a copywriter, like I started talking about it, and you teach people how to create web copy, you can be like, hey, you can put your competitor's web copy here, just put the URL address, and it will analyze the copy and will give you insights of what to make better, things like that. Um, and it's very, very easy. You can just go to Lovable and say, hey, I have an automation that analyzes website copy. And can you create a nice futuristic looking interface or looking like this or modern looking interface where a user um, can add a website URL and then connect the analyze web copy button to my automation with this webhook. Usually when we go to automations, here's the web copy analyzer. We use webhooks and we give Lovable these URLs for them to use. Um, so as you can see, I can either sell it to you like this and you'll be like, huh? What does that do? Or I can sell it to you as this, which automatically makes it an enterprise product just because it looks better and it's more slick and it's more user friendly. So when you're selling your courses, your programs, or when you're selling a service to a client, you can like, if you were a copywriter, you'd be like, hey, I can offer you these, 5 apps that you can use and you're going to pay me a monthly fee rather than just creating copy for the client and they go, thank you very much, goodbye. And you'll be like, all these apps are like 5 apps that will create very specific posts for social media with great copyright, with great copy. I don't know. I'm just pulling stuff out of my butt right now.
Monica, can I ask you a question?
Of course.
While you're on that page, I
Oh,
was
yeah.
just wondering, can you design the interface for that page? Let's say I'm an artist. So I don't want it to be just white. Is it possible that that interface can have, let's say, an image I generated? Is
Yes.
that
So,
possible?
yeah, absolutely. You can say, here's an image, make it a background.
Okay, great. Because I think that's what I tried to figure out in Lovable and
Yeah.
did,
Yeah.
didn't get
I
it.
think that I created, I don't think I have it. I think it was just for show and tell. Where is Lovable? I don't think I have it anymore. Yeah, I think that I just did it for show and tell. I have a couple of Lovable accounts, but yeah, no. I don't have it anymore. Yeah, what I did, and it was for show and tell, was I was showing how to create an e-com website, and I just pulled an image of the internet, and I was like, "Hey, can you make this image as the central image above everything, just to show, as a modern website?" And it did it. So whatever you tell it, it will do it for you as long as and then it's just going backwards and forwards. It's
Okay.
very easy. It uses all natural language, and you can do anything you want. Amanda, also we can just take JSON code and import. Yes, so the JSON file is the template of the automation. So if you have that template, you just copy and paste it into there. But of course, you have to connect your own accounts. You may need to change some things based on your personal requirements.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Thank you
Um,
so much.
Would you create an AI agent for trafficking agency? Oh, you
no,
mean no? I went, is
trafficking.
that for human trafficking?
Oh my God, that
Probably not.
didn't come out good, did it?
That didn't come out right.
Oh my God. No. Would you, like the front end you just showed us,
Mhm,
could that be the front end for like an agent? I don't want to overcomplicate something if it could be a
mhm.
GPT, but like the front end you just said, that's like a little app that's so user friendly. Would you use that as like a little user interface agent kind of thing? The use case being people come and go, I want this job done. And we'll go, right, we have these experts, we need this brief. The people can respond, fill out a brief. It's more like an action GPT, but would you create a front end like that for something like that? Or you just want a GPT agent for that kind of thing and not overcomplicate it?
Well, it really depends because, like, custom GPTs, they're limited to what they can do. So, if you want very specific analysis, for example, if you want things to be sent to different places like databases, Slack channels, WhatsApp, like all these things, and if you want several things to be happening at the same time, then a custom GPT is not going to work. However good you are at prompting. It's just not going to work because it doesn't have the capability. So the very first thing we need to think about is what are the capabilities we want? The next thing we want to think about is with custom GPTs, it's not going to work on a schedule. You actually have to be in front of the computer pressing buttons, even if it's just pressing the button, start doing whatever I want you to do. So, do you want that, or do you want it to run behind the scenes without you touching anything? And the last thing is, um, what do you want the front face of it to look like, and what is it displaying, and what is it doing? There's a lot of things. To me, a custom GPT is something that is like the lowest barrier to getting into automations. Like this is the first thing that we can play with because it's easy and there's not a lot of thought behind it. Well, there is, but not as much as setting up automations and thinking about logic and then databases. communication channels and all that. Custom GPTs I find are really good if for internal purposes. So if you're working, for example, if you're working with people in your business that are doing, say, your social media, and you need to, GPT stack. You guys know how to stack GPTs to have one conversation, right?
I think you've covered that off, but it might be worth actually revisiting that at some point.
Yeah. Yeah. So okay, let me show you. It's very easy. So stacking GPTs means that you can start the conversation with one GPT. So for example, you bring GPTs into this conversation here by going at, and then you can call your GPT. I don't know if I can call. What is going on? Why can't I call? Oh, that's probably because I'm on this. Well, they've changed something. Okay, it doesn't work on the main chat anymore, but let's go into here. Oh no, not this one. Sorry, guys. I have all these, they're protected, so I don't want to. Okay. So I can say create content. Say Instagram. Sorry, we're just gonna go very quickly. Ugh. Sorry, Margie. Short and straight to point. Okay, let's do something very, very quickly. Mm. Okay, so you can see this one is actually going to an automation to write. Oh, sorry, this must be something that I have done before and it just doesn't work anymore. Sorry, I have so many things in here. But basically, what I can do is see how when I put the at sound, I can in here start searching for something and I can bring another. I can start typing and I can bring another GPT. So I can bring this one in here and I can say, well, based on the content, uh, write an image prompt. And what it's going to do is, we don't have it here, but it will read whatever the content was here and will write an image prompt. It's going to tell me there's nothing probably, or yeah, this one is asking me for email address. But what I wanted to show you is how in your custom GPTs, you can bring, so you can have like a master marketing agent that creates your whole social media strategy. And you can be like, okay, this week I want to work on this specific topic and I want all my social media content to be around this topic. Can you give me the strategy? And we'll give you the strategy. Then you can bring your LinkedIn agent with the at, and that will be like my LinkedIn agent, which I don't have as a GPT, and say, hey, based on the strategy, can you create 3 posts? Based on the strategy and the topic, can you create 3 posts? And it will create these 3 posts. Then you can bring your custom GPT that makes images. For example, if you have a GPT that creates images from DALL-E here, you can say, hey, for each of those posts, can you create an image? So you're working in the same workflow, but you're just bringing other custom GPTs in that workflow, which is really good because you don't have to go into each individual GPT and copy and paste stuff and be like, hey, do this, do this. You're just having one seamless workflow. And then if you have other people that are working, so if you have somebody that is working on the overall campaign, they'll do it in here. Then somebody else will go into the same thread, the same chat, and be like, I'm gonna, I'm working with individual posts. And then the next person who works with just images, they can go in and work like that. And then everybody can log into the same chat and see what's going on. So this is a really easy way and really good way to use custom GPTs as internal systems. But again, they require people to be present at the keyboard. Like those GPTs will not do it. So GPTs are like step one. Once you get the hang of, it's called stacking GPTs. Once you get the hang of it, then the next step is how can we connect our custom GPTs to third-party applications? That can be automations in, say, N8 and on Make. That can be to other things, like if I'm a travel agent and I'm selling tickets, I can have a custom GPT that connects to, I don't know, some sort of a flight app, like out of my city, and give it to all my clients and be like, you can track your flights here, which is not an automation. You just connect it to an information third-party platform. Once you get all that, then you're moving to the next level where you have these back-end automations that are starting to remove either time from your day or people from your business. And I know that it sounds terrible, but a lot of people will lose their jobs because of AI. We don't need to sugarcoat it. That's why a lot of people need to upskill and reskill. AI will create a lot of jobs, but all these people that have their heads in the sand right now, and they're like, if we keep ignoring AI, it will fizzle out. They'll be the ones that will be with no jobs and no skills to fill out these new jobs. But once again, I was working with this social media agency that were in this vicious circle because they can only take so many clients because they don't have the time and the human and staff. So they'll be like, okay, if we employ one more person, we can get more clients. But then it becomes the same thing. They hit, a new limit where it's like this new human can only take so many clients, but we did not really make more money because we still have to pay the human and we're still at the same margins. So what if we remove 90% of the humans and we have one or two that are driving these automations, then our profit margins are becoming enormous and we can take 100 people a month rather than 20. So you need to start thinking about how to do this in your own companies. Like if you're a service provider, you will hit a limit at some point because you only have so many hours of the day or you have so many staff that will do the work. But if you can automate, between 70 and 90% of your business, then things are starting to look very, very different. And when you're automating, I always say you have these 3 silos that you always need to think about, because just because we can automate stuff doesn't mean that we should or we can. The first thing is, what are the human only jobs that have to be done by a human? You cannot, if you're a manufacturer and you have sales reps that go to retail stores and teach sales staff there how to sell the products, you cannot outsource this to an AI. It's just not possible. These are human jobs. Then you have the human plus AI jobs, which are the AI does all of the work, but it doesn't execute until the human says so. So you have this human oversight that says, no, I don't like this, change this. Yes, I like it, go ahead. And then you have, I call them monkey brain jobs, where an AI can do it. Like moving things from your email into a database, reconciling, like things that you really don't need a human to be there. It's a bit like pokies. I don't know if you guys have ever gone and played the pokies, and it's like you put money in and then you press one button. And that's all you do. You press one button and watch what happens. So these are monkey brain jobs that are only AI. Whatever you're doing, you do need to start implementing AI. You do need to start differentiating yourself from your competitors by offering things that are cool and that are not out there as, on a massive scale yet. And these apps, these solutions that will do things without you, but they will provide um, an enormous insight into your businesses, or there will be like a helpful tool to clients, students, members, whatever that is, will allow you to not only make more sales, but also keep customers for longer. Because there's a lot of service providers that do work for a client once and then they have to go and look for another client. And it's so much harder to find a new client than to keep an old client that has already opened up their wallets for you. And anything that you can do with management, maintenance, his things that you can use, you just have to pay me. And what I like about apps is that they're very much hands off. You can charge, but you don't have fulfillment. Like if you're providing any service, you have fulfillment. You have to do work. If you have a community or a membership, you have fulfillment. You have to, answer questions, create new stuff and all that. If you have an app, you just have to drive traffic. And the only things you need to do is upgrades and updates. So you keep it fresh and you give it more features and capabilities. Yeah.
Monica, what was
Okay.
the platform? What was the platform that you had all those different apps? I said like the copy. What did you use for that?
Oh, I used Webflow. You can use whatever you want. I don't know how to build nice looking websites. So I went with
Also,
Webflow because in there I can just create something that kind of looks okay.
so you just were those, so it wasn't the portal that was housing it. It was just like
No.
a web page, and then you
Yeah.
just had, was it just a thumbnail of, is that
Yeah.
what we're
Yeah.
seeing?
Let me see. I'll show you. It's like,
And this is totally new to me. So could you just give me high level of, you go into, what was it, NAN, and then you make your app there, and then you're creating the thumbnail, and then you're putting it, like, what is that high level process?
okay, so you can do it in one of two ways. You can either do front end first, back end second, or you can do back end first, front end second. So what I do is I usually start with the back end, and I'm like, I want it to work first, and see how it works. So I go into N8N. You can go into Make. I use both, and you create your workflow, and you're like, okay, it works. Now I need to wrap it into a nice user interface. And then I go to Lovable, and depending on what it is, a lot of the apps, the simple apps I create, they have like a button that connects to that workflow, or they have like with the Facebook ads, they just connect to my database, and I explain what I want. I say, I'm building this thing. I want it to look like this, and I want the button to be connected to this webhook. So every automation that you're building as a backend will connect with a webhook to your front end. And then in Webflow, I'll show you. It looks really ugly, but as I said, I don't know how to make good websites. So Webflow is like a templated, whatever it's called, website builder, landing page builder. So as you see, like I have this, and then in here, they are just thumbnails with buttons that go to the Lovable app. So when I click on that, it will go to the Lovable app. So in here, this is just like a placeholder of stuff. It has nothing. And this subscribe, like I also sell access to this outside of my community, and which is a lot more expensive, like it's twice as expensive to get it. And that goes into Stripe, and it's processed in Stripe. So if I go into if I click on this here, it will go to Stripe. Like it's literally a Stripe link. And then I have it in here, get the whole library for free. And this goes to my community. And people are like, oh, this actually costs, $50 a month as opposed to, paying $99 a month. So this is a way for me to get people into my community and to keep them in that community. But as a front face, as I said, is just buttons. And these are just pictures. You can't even click on them. You can just click on the buttons and that will open the app in Lovable, the Lovable app. And all the apps require login.
Every single separate one.
Yeah, well, there is the same login though. Is the same database. So this is my database. This is my database that everything is added. So it creates. I'm going to show you.
Super basic. I don't know that one.
So I have this. There's several workflows here that are actually so all the ones that say active, they're the ones that are driving my whole library. Like I have Stripe subscriptions created, and then it grabs the person and puts it into the database, and it sends an email with login details. I have the access for my school members, which is manual. It goes like the login API is how I am getting the logins, and it's just one login for every for the whole library. So I don't have to create a specific password for each app. That way I keep it like really simple. Forgot passwords. Stripe subscription canceled, and that removes people and sends them an email. So even my library is driven, even though it's just that, it's still the whole thing is driven by automations. But you don't have to do it that complicated. You can just have one app, one subscription, and just start slowly.
Thank you.
Yeah, and the thing that will actually make you money is coming up with a great idea that people want. And there's not too many competitors. I was talking to one of my JV partners yesterday, and I said that, and she said, "You need to write a book, state the obvious." But yeah, this is it. Yeah.
Cool.
I do have another call, and I need to go, guys.
That's cool.
But yeah, think about it. Next month we're having another one. It will be great if you have some ideas and we can discuss these ideas. And maybe we can try and create some stuff, like especially if you want to do apps or if you want to do any automations, and we can create something.
That'd be really cool.
Thank you.
Thanks, Monika.
Awesome, guys.
See ya. Bye.